The ancestors and God was just telling me to just slow down. You're moving so fast through these moments in your life, or specifically in your day, to where these are moments that are dedicated to you, and you're doing yourself a disservice by like moving so fast. And I literally put these words: meditate, bitch, your mind is cluttered.
That's scary. Meloney P.
This show is, to be honest, on a very low calorie, high protein diet. Be honest.
Come on. Here we go.
Welcome to another episode of the That's Scary with Meloney P podcast. I am your girl, Meloney P. And it's been about a week since I have come on with a new episode, y'all. And welcome to all of my existing subscribers and to all of my new family members. Welcome to the show. This is a podcast where we talk about love, sex, dating, relationships, and then everything going on in the culture. Make sure you hit that subscribe button. We're almost at our first 1,000 subscribers, and I cannot be more happy. But one thing that I know is for sure is that the higher you go, the more things that be happening to you, y'all. But listen, I had a really interesting week, and I wanted to come on and talk about my week, because here's the thing. I wanted to come on and talk about my week because it has been one of those weeks to where I really felt like just giving up. And it's so interesting how my week has unfolded. It's so interesting how my week has unfolded, and it's so interesting where I started out on Monday and where I ended up on Friday, and just what has happened to me. I've spoken a lot about my stress, my mental anguish and everything from my, my 9 to 5. And this week I have to say that it was so bad that it almost took me out. And I happened to run across this YouTube video, and it's a YouTuber, and I'm gonna put her name on the screen, but she is all about, toxic workplaces and how it impacts women, specifically Black women, and just the whole toxic workplace community. Now, I know that I've been going through like so fucking much at work, and I just felt kind of really alone. I'm the only Black woman in my department. I'm the only person over the age of like 38 in my department, and it's been a whole lot. It's been so bad to the point where I had to like get on medication for my, anxiety, and just my mental, has been messed up. And finding this lady's video, and her, her channel on YouTube really made me feel like seen, and it really made me feel not alone and not as though I was going crazy. I'm going to get a whole lot deeper into, the toxicity that you can experience as a Black woman being in corporate America. But this show is not specifically about that. I was having the roughest week to the point where I literally had to take a day off just to get my mental together, because when you're in a toxic situation, 9 to 5, it can really have you feeling like you're losing your mind and like you're going crazy. And I'm such a happy-go-lucky, just like to just be happy, bubbly type person that I don't even recognize myself because of the trauma that I've been going through at my workplace. The moral of this story is I prayed, I called on my ancestors, and I woke up Friday morning in the bestest mental headspace that I've had in a long time. And I started having like these downloads, and I feel like it was God, it was the ancestors like speaking to me. And it was so strong that I had to like immediately get up and like start writing down all these things. Oh, my bra is showing. Lord, not Tiggs. Let me fix this, honey. How does work? Lord. But it was so many things that that was being downloaded to me that I had to literally write it down as soon as I got up. And I'm going to go through these things that were downloaded to me and share them, because here's the thing. The same way that that lady's channel spoke to me, it made me feel not alone. The same way that it encouraged me, I want to, be able to share what I was given and what I was downloaded to others, because I realized that I'm not alone. And whether it be your job, whether it be friendships, whether it be, your community or relationships, whatever the case might be, this will speak to some people. So I have these things that I was downloaded that I want to speak on. And you have to understand, like, I typically record a podcast episode like every other day, and it was so bad. The toxicity was so bad. The toxicity was so bad that I couldn't even bring myself to sit down and record. And here are my downloads that I want to share with my sisters. And I know that there's someone who is going through something, whether it be anything, that will be able to use these downloads that I got. This is how this came about too. So Thursday night, I was so low and in a low frequency from like working and just that toxicity, that I went to bed at like 9:00. Like, I was trying to force myself to shower and to prepare to record an episode, but my frequency was just so damn low that I couldn't even sit down and record. So I just went to bed early. But before I went to bed, I was on TikTok and I was trying to like push and force myself to get out of this mental space. And I was looking up, how do you romanticize your life? Like small ways and small things that you can do to romanticize your life. And one of the things that I kept seeing was to slow down, to slow down. Now for me, because of the trauma and the mental anguish that I've been experiencing in my 9 to 5, I move so fast. And that's even a little bit before my job. That's kind of just how I do. But just getting up, like the dread that I have going to my computer, the anxiety that I have throughout the day. I'm brushing my teeth fast. When I'm finally done working, I'm rushing. I'm so depleted spiritually that I just sit on the couch. And then when I get up and after I spend time with my kid and I put her to bed, I am just fully depleted. So I'm taking a shower really quick. I'm brushing my teeth really quick, holding my breath, all types of things. And she was like, slow the fuck down. And I gotta be a buck with y'all. It's gonna be a lot of cussing possibly in this episode, because I feel like, and I hate leaving out the details of what happened this week with me work wise, but that's a later video that I'm going to get into all the details. But I feel like what has happened to me and how my week ended at my workplace, it literally lit a fire in me. And because I had these downloads that I'm going to speak about, it just further validated and proved me right. So let's go. The first thing was slow down, stop doing everything so fast. I know that could be like, well, what does she mean by that, right? But slow the fuck down. Like, stop rushing, right? Stop moving so fast that, I find myself, and I know that I'm not alone, I find myself sometimes full of so much anxiety or just whatever it is that I find myself holding my breath. And so when I'm getting washing my face or like taking my makeup off and like doing my skincare routine, I find myself holding my breath and I'm just moving so fast, going from one thing to the next, that I'm not just in like, okay, take your time, romanticize your bathroom, your bath nighttime routine. Slow down. Like just a simple phase of your day and moment in your day where everything is done and now it's finally about you. There's no need to rush through that. To me, that is an example of like romanticizing the little things of life. Because here's the thing, no matter how bad it is that you think things are, there's somebody who would kill to be in your position. So the fact that, okay, my baby's to bed, I'm done with this toxic job, now it's my time, slowly go through my time. In the morning, when, you know, my baby is off to daycare and I'm home and I'm alone and I have this time where I can go into the bathroom and just kind of get myself together for the day, the anguish and the like anxiety of even having to start my day and come to my desk, it's taking over how I can romanticize my morning. So in the morning, slow down, get up a little bit earlier, go in the bathroom. If I need to light some candles, because that's my time. Like if you have a 9 to 5, then that's really not your time. That's your company's time. And then when you're, you know, if you have kids and then you have your kids' time and then your man got time. But the times of the day that I have to myself, no matter how short those times are, romanticize them. Slow down. Breathe. You know, take your time. I feel like the ancestors and God was just telling me to just slow down. You're moving so fast through these moments in your life or specifically in your day to where these are moments that are dedicated to you. And you're doing yourself a disservice by like moving so fast. Like I saw this one thing. Tierra Monet is a girl that I follow, obviously, on Instagram and on YouTube. I love her to death. And years ago, she posted something and it said like, stop saving your nice candles for when companies come, or like if for like special occasions, like stop saving your nice, like, you know, silverware or nice glasses or whatever for when company come or for when special occasions are, because like every fucking day is a special occasion. Like I want to romanticize the fuck out of my life, and I want to romanticize the fuck out of the times in the day that are my times. So that was number 1. Slow down, stop doing stuff fast, right? Number 2 is a big one. I wrote down, stop letting people affect your goals. Don't use it as an excuse. People are who they are. You have no control over them. Give them to God and the ancestors. Where is the faith in God if I'm letting people impact me this way? That is a big one, because I'm sitting here not doing my podcast, maybe being mean to my man, being mean to myself, you know, because of the actions of others. I'm letting people at my job who are not good people affect my day, affect my mood, give me anxiety, put me on medication, do all these things. Even my man, when he get on my nerves, then now I'm in a bad mood and now I'm letting it affect my day. And here's the thing. I'm a spiritual person. And if I'm a spiritual person and I believe in the power of God, I believe in the power of, karma, whatever the case might be, then if you are being a bad person, an evil person, and you are being malicious towards me, that is not my battle to fight. That's between you and what happens to you for fucking with me. So at the end of the day, I always tell my teenage daughter, like, do not give people power over you. She had a horrible breakup with this little hood rat boy, right? And was so depressed, was so sad. And I'm like, girl, I get it. Be sad, go through what you got to go through. But at the end of the day, do not give your power away to allow people to dictate your mood in the day, to dictate your happiness of the day. Like I said, I'm literally sitting here and I am letting the people at my job affect everything in my life. If I know that these people are doing maliciously wrong things to me, and I've seen them do it to other people, I know how you move, and I'm spiritual, right? So I I ain't gotta worry, right? I did this episode at the beginning of the year, and one of the things was talking about me being delusional. Now, this ain't being delusional. This is me keeping it a buck. I am a big believer of karma. And you know what I had to like think about when one of the first instances of like just pure discrimination, pure malice happened to me at my employer. There was one day that I was so just putting so much energy in how I was going to get these people back and what kind of screensaver I was going to put on my screensaver just that they would see, and what I could do to get them back. And that was so much like low frequency, so much energy that I was using to get somebody back when life is going to get you back. And whether it does or it's not, that's not my business. I know it is because I'm a favorite person. I'm a favorite child of a king. And at the end of the day, I am not going to exhaust energy in how I'm going to get you back. I'm going to leave that to God. I am not going to have my energy be depleted and, get off work in such a irritated and foul mood that all I can do and have the strength to do is lay down because I've let people deplete my energy for 8+ hours. I am giving you power over me. And you're not only robbing me of my 8 hours, most of the time with no damn lunch, but now I'm letting your toxicity rob me of the time that I have after work with my family. Now, again, if this is not something that you're experiencing with work, this can be with a friend, this could be with a lover, this could be with anybody. This can apply in any situation. But do not give people power over you. Do not I get so angry in the fact that for the past almost 2 years, I have literally let people who did not mean me well put me in just the most toxic space. Angry, sad. There has been so many days that I have sat at my desk in tears. And I'm like, you're human. You're human. You're human. You're going to have feelings. You're going to have emotions. But at some point, you have to be able to be like, you know what? If I know that I'm doing everything right and I know that people have malicious intent towards me, then at the end of the day, you gotta have a strategy. You gotta have a plan because you should not be in a situation like that. But while you're in it, be planning your exit strategy, number one. And number two, do not let people get you in that space. Stay prayed up. I was not staying prayed up, honestly, not on a consistent basis. I would just be focusing on praying about it and all these things when it was in the darkest times and the deepest valleys, as my manager would like to say. That's when I would just pray about it. But, crying at my desk, not going to do it. Number 3, stop living like you'll be here forever. Now, that sounds a little bit morbid, right? But here's the thing. All of these kind of tie into each other. Like, you're not a tree. You're not a tree. You're not gonna if something is robbing you of your joy, if something is robbing you of your peace, life is way too short to stay in that situation. You don't want to spend time in a situation, in a space, in an environment that is not serving you, because you will never get those days back. And I know it might seem easier said than done, but here's the thing. You don't have to be nowhere that you don't want to be. There's always an option. There's always an alternative. And if something is robbing you of joy, robbing you of peace, get the fuck out of it. Because these days that you're spending in that situation, you can't get back. And at the end of the day, no matter how much you give this to God, being treated, wrong, being in a situation that is literally depleting your spirit is the worst feeling in the world. So why stay in it? Stop living like you're going to be here forever. You got to really like live and focus on making your life the best possible life you can have, and do that shit now, right? Even when it comes to working out, and eating right and eating healthy, sometimes I'll always kind of put it off. Well, I'll start fresh on Monday, or I'll start June 1st, right? But at the end of the day, like every day that you procrastinate and don't do what you're supposed to do, you're like wasting time. And time is something that you do not want to waste at all. Like a lot of times these are very, these seem like very basic things that you should know, but sometimes we just need a reminder. Like sometimes we just need a reminder, like, cause you can feel so stuck. You can feel so stuck in these places, in these dark places. But if you're alive, you have an opportunity. You don't need to stay in that dark place. You don't need to stay there, because tomorrow is not promised. My next download, small steps and consistency. And this kind of goes with like what I was saying about like the working out piece, right? So many times and I'm gonna just use my example. We want to lose weight. We want to live this healthy lifestyle, and we want to just, okay, on Monday, June 1st, I'm gonna just change everything. I'm gonna only eat these vegetables. I'm not gonna eat no sugar. I'm not gonna have no drink. There's these big pictures, but at the end of the day, small steps is what turns into big steps. Just fucking make one step towards the right direction. And be intentional about that. If I know that, I want to tone my arms, child, and that is something I really want to do, then I'm going to start making small steps. I'm going to buy my kettle weight or some weights. I'm going to maybe get me a really cute outfit. Maybe I'm going to just make sure that I get up tomorrow morning at 30 minutes early so I can start doing like my weightlifting. And I'm not going to be like, I'm going to change 100% who I am in just on Monday, on March 1st, because that's stupid. Like that just sets you up for failure. But do not make a small step on Monday, then maybe a small step on next Monday, then maybe a small step in a month. No, you got to be consistent. Like consistently make those small steps to get you to where you want to go. Small steps turn into big steps, turn into habits, turn into wins. Make those small steps and make them consistently. Start now. My next download was start now. Again, start now. That's self-explanatory. Stop procrastinating. Stop talking about Monday or May 1st or Sunday. Start that shit now, because you saying that I'm gonna wait until this certain day is just you lying to yourself and you procrastinating. Start now. I put here toxic work environment. You're not a tree. And I kind of already spoke about this, but when I do my episode on the actual details of what I'm talking about in regards to my toxic work environment, this will all make sense. So make sure that you're subscribed, but you're not a tree. Now, we all need our jobs. We all need we all need money, but you're not a tree. And you don't have to stay someplace where you don't want to stay and that is not serving you. One of the best pieces of advice an old friend gave me is that you're not a tree. And I feel like you may have heard me say that so many times in other episodes, because it's so true. Like, you're not a tree. Your roots are not planted and you can't move. If you're in a relationship and it's not serving you, leave. You're not a tree. If you're in a job and it's like robbing you of your happiness and your peace, you need your check. We get it. But make an exit strategy, because you're not a fucking tree. Do the prep work. Do the prep work. So for that, for me personally, I'm a planner. And you have to have a plan. The Bible literally says like something about, without a plan, the people will perish. Is that something I made up? I don't know. But you got to have a plan. If you know that you want to start eating right, but you haven't gone to the grocery store, if you know, and there's no food, there's nothing but junk food in the refrigerator, then you're setting yourself up to fail. If you know that you want to find another job and you're just sitting there and you're not doing the legwork to reach out to your contacts, to network, you're not applying for other jobs, ain't nothing gonna happen, If I know that I want to get up early and I want to work out, then what I'm going to do to prepare for that and set myself up for success is I'm going to lay my clothes out the night before. I'm going to have everything ready to where I have no excuse but to get up, walk to the right, get my clothes, put them on, and go downstairs. Like, I'm going to set myself up for success. I'm going to do the preparation work that I need to get to the goal that I'm trying to get to. It's very, very simple, but sometimes we literally just need a reminder, some motivation, a kick in the ass. And in my case, like, my job, I feel like in the toxicity, God will use people who mean you harm to take you to another level and to elevate you, right? The whole time somebody is like, pushing you or doing malicious things to you or lying on you or whatever the case might be. And it does feel bad, but sometimes that's the shit that you need to motivate you to go to that next level, So yeah, so like just prepare. Just be prepared. If you know that you're a procrastinator or getting up early in the morning is something that you struggle with, just do what you think will make it easier the night before to get you up early the next day. Like for me, one thing that I have done and I'm going to get back to doing is finding like good workouts on Instagram, creating a folder and just having them readily available. So when I do want to work out and use my weights, there's no excuse. I can go to this folder. I've prepared myself for what I want to do. Going to YouTube the night before, maybe finding a nice meditation or yoga, workout. So you already have that shit ready to go. So you have no excuse. You have nothing stopping you. You don't even have to use any brain work. Just press play on YouTube and do what they're doing. So prepare yourself. Set yourself up for success. My last download, y'all. And I literally put these words: meditate, bitch. Your mind is cluttered. Meditation is something that I think holds so much power and that could really be life-changing. But for some reason, and it's not just meditation, I found with a lot of things in life, we know the answers to what can drastically change and improve our lives for the better. But laziness, lack of discipline, procrastination, those kind of things like stop us. Meditation to me, like I literally, when I put meditate, bitch, it was like, girl, like how many times do you have to read some information or have someone tell you or just innately know that your mind is so out of control that you need to take at least 3, start out small, start with those damn baby steps, right? Small steps become big steps, become habits, right? Creates a new person. The art and the act of meditating, I know 100% doing that consistently and starting out with small amounts of time, increments of time, and then working that muscle to allow yourself to meditate for longer amounts of time. I know that will be life-changing for me. Why am I not doing it? Why am I not doing it? Why am I not doing it? Like, and here's the thing. I give thanks and props to my job and the toxicity there for reminding me that I need to clear my mind. I need to have this clutter removed from my mind because you will lose it and you will lose it on people. I had like I keep saying this week, I had some situations, some just horrible situations that happened to me at work. And I remember sitting at my desk just in tears, not tears of sadness, but tears of rage. And I was so angry. And I remember telling my fiance what was going on. I was saying that I'm about to flip on these people at 3:00. I'm just letting you know, I'm about to lose them. I'm about to cuss these people out, whatever. And he was like, then me and him got into an argument. So this is how that toxicity shit that shit just domino effect, man. It's like a disease that spreads. And he was telling me, he was like, he was right, but the delivery was horrible, but he was right. He was like, do not lose it on these people because that's what they want you to do. And I feel like when you have a healthy like meditation ritual or habit, in moments like that, you can center yourself better than popping uphill or, whatever the case might be. But to be able to have the control to center yourself, I have like a block on my desk that says calm is a superpower. And I have to keep that on my desk because when I think about all of the situations and the meetings and the phone calls that I've been in with my job, to where people have intentionally set out to make it an uncomfortable interaction, or just a malicious negative energy. People are trying to set you up literally at work. And it gives me anxiety because I'm not used to that, number one. Number two, I am a good person and you expect for other people to be good, and that's just not the case. And there are some really evil people out there and you can't avoid them. So you have to equip yourself with being able to quiet down your mind when put in situations where someone is intentionally trying to set you up. Center yourself, quiet down your mind, and be able to organize your thoughts. This week on Monday or Tuesday, I was in a meeting, and it was a meeting to where typically you need to go over a certain something, like a certain, let's say, Excel spreadsheet, like certain task. And I had so much work that particular spreadsheet I didn't even get to because I was so busy with everything else that they were putting on me, that I feel like now they were intentionally putting so much on me and then not giving me the resources and the help that my other coworkers have, just to further set me up, looking back at it. And I remember letting my manager know, letting the lady, and I can call her so many other things, know at the beginning of that meeting, hey, I'm so swamped. I've been doing all of these other things. I have not got to this, so there's no updates. And because they're malicious, evil people, they still put me in a position to where they made me go down this list of things that I had already explained that no updates had been made because I was doing other things, right? And in that situation, I felt rage. I felt rage because I felt like, where is the protection, of lack of better words? If, as a manager, as a leader, if you have people under you that you're responsible for, and that their workloads are a lot, ahead of time that they haven't done something, and now they're being presented with being made to present something that that they haven't done, but you sit back and you watch them sink and you set them up. And that was my situation. And because I was put on the spot, because it was such a horrible situation, and here's the thing, like, I'm so good at reading people's energy. And at that moment, I knew that this was a setup. And at that moment, I have an issue that I need to work on, to where I'm either A or I'm Z. The letters in between, the gray area, is difficult for me. I'm not used to being put into like toxic situations or like uncomfortable situations, or like basically being set up. I'm not used to that. And it does something to me. So, especially in the workplace, like, I'm not really used to that. So when I'm put in that situation, we're not in the street. Like, you're not a friend or, a neighbor or just somebody at a grocery store that I could cuss out and just walk about my day. I'm having these like thoughts in my head about, be professional. Don't let these people get to you. But there's still a level of panic because I know that at any second I can snap. And so I say all of this to say meditation, meditate, whether it's 5 minutes, a minute, meditate and make it a part of your every day. Because the ability to be able to calm yourself, center yourself is a power that we need to tap into. Listen, y'all, thank you for listening to this episode. I know that it was kind of like random and maybe kind of all over the place, but I know for sure that I am not alone in what I've been dealing with. And just knowing the trauma and the anguish and just the horrible, dirty, evil residue of it. I know that if I could help somebody, if somebody can hear this shit and they can apply it to make a move or to make a better step, then that shit was worth it. Listen, make sure you hit that subscribe button. Make sure you share this episode, and I will see you next week.